It's a mess out east right now. The Sixers are abysmal because Joel Embiid. Let's talk about Joel Embiid real quick. Joel Embiid is over here talking about I will never play. I don't know if he said probably. Don't matter. I will never play another back to back for the rest of my career. I'm like, yo, man, he caught so much heat for it. I'm talking Kevin Garnett. I'm talking Paul Pierce. I'm talking about Shaquille O'Neal. I'm talking about who hasn't talked about it, man. I mean,
Every basketball player, I think, retired
every basketball player that talks in media and every media personality has talked about it. And granted, we talked about it. I mean, I told you what I feel. I have him in fantasy, and that's not just saying like I don't really care about his fantasy. On
No,
principle,
absolutely.
bro, you cannot come to the media and say you will never play another back to back again. Like that is insanity. Charles Barkley talked about it too. Like, what you mean we're not gonna play back to backs no more? Like what? That so you? I mean, just hang it up then. Are you done, bro? Like seriously, like, I'm not saying retire, obviously, but I'm saying like, what are we saying by saying? I mean, you want to play? Like, I'm sorry, like,
Yeah, you're the face of the franchise, and you're gonna tell me you're not gonna be there every game? I mean, granted, every time you have how many back-to-back games do they have? I mean,
they said 17
there's
or something like that.
15 or 17. 15. It was like we'll go 15, but still, that means 15 games.
15 back to backs. Yeah, it's crazy.
So that's 15 games that you're not gonna play out of 82. So what? Next time you re-sign a contract, we're gonna have to take out 15 games because you're not gonna play those 15 games. How many millions do you want to lose on that? But you still want to get paid for fucking 82 games? Get the fuck out of here, man. People want to, they're paying big money to go see you. Like, you're supposed to be the face of that franchise. Like, honestly, like, if I'm the 76ers ownership, I'm talking portrayed, man. I'm trying to see who wants to take you. I will fucking take your salary for you to play somewhere else, but I don't want you here. Because you are not committing to me for 82 games. Granted, I'm not saying if he's injured.
Hang on. Let me stop you real quick. Now, Sixers organization is behind this move. They want this because the idea is to save him for the playoffs. Okay, so I know what you're saying. If you were in those shoes, this organization is saying we want this because we want to win a chip. Now,
he's not gonna play back to back, bro. That means in the playoffs too.
No, but they don't play back to back in the playoffs, man. I'm sorry, but you don't. I mean, they don't play back to backs. No, they don't play back to back, Silos. They never do. They always have a day's rest. They always, Silos, please, man. I've been doing this for years.
I'll believe you.
No, they don't play back to backs, man. But the point is, the whole idea is he's gonna play every game in the playoffs. That's what they're trying to save him for. I'm like, bro, how fucked up are you? I'm sorry, like in terms of like the body, like obviously, how hurt are you? Like to the point where. I mean, Charles is an infamous rant saying like, we only got to play 3. I'm sorry, I don't mean to imitate his voice, but it's fun to impersonate somebody like Charles. He says we only play 3 or 4 times a week, 4 at most. Most of the time it's 3. Sometimes it's even 2, depending on what week it is or how much of a break they get in terms of like travel and shit. But the point is, man, he says we're not steel workers. He always says that we're not steel mill workers. All we do is play basketball for most guys the starters play like 35 minutes and anyone else is not even touching 25 or 20 minutes, so it's not like you play a lot, but Joel is going to play, 30 something minutes a game. I mean, I'm sorry, but like, you got to play, man. It's just, and I'm not just saying that as like, in terms of like, I have you in fantasy, right? Like, it's just, you can't miss games like this, man. And you can't say it out loud, man. Like, come on, like what? He came back and he started complaining about like how the family media is treating him because he's done so much for the city, and I'm not trying to take away from that. Granted, you haven't brought a chip to the city, but I mean, you can't say what you said and then get mad when people react. And right, actions have consequences. So does the speech, right? So he said it. He's catching flack for it. Obviously, he has a right to respond. But I don't know. At some point, man, like, Joel, please, like, you're hurting the culture because this rest culture is not for the game, man. It's not good for the game. People spend money to come watch these games, and, I mean, you're basically saying, don't come watch this game because I'm not going to play. So, obviously, the ticket sales are going to go down, and the product is going to get worse. I mean, granted, they still have Paul George and Tyrese Maxey, right? So, it's still a game to watch, but, shit, Paul George misses time, too, so now what? I mean, the Sixers are 2-8. Talking about playoffs, well, I don't know anymore, man. You're already 2-8. You already took 8 losses. I mean, how many more can you afford before you miss? You're already bounced out of the playoffs mathematically. Like, already 2-8. 8 losses is hard to take right away, man. I'll tell you right now. I mean, there's still a lot of games to be played. But if you're gonna miss back-to-backs, I mean, shit, it's only gonna get worse. You missed the first 90 games of the season, pretty much. So I don't know. That's enough of Joel.
Yeah.
But
I'm just gonna make one last comment that you might enjoy. You might enjoy this one, because as much heat as I fucking give LeBron James, this motherfucker's never said that shit. Like, I'm not gonna play back-to-back games. Like, he'll go out there and play back-to-back games and play shit almost 42 minutes back-to-back. So, I mean, if you're gonna be the face of the franchise, you gotta at least go out there and play, man. And I'll give that to fucking LeBron, bro. He'll go out there and play. And Joel Embiid, do you want to be the face of the franchise? Go out there and play, man. Give the people what they want, and they want to see you play. That's the last thing I'm gonna say about that. See, I'll say something good about LeBron.
LeBron is an Iron Man. We know that. That fool never misses time. I mean, I can't remember the last time LeBron. I mean, it happened in like 2018-19 season where he had like a groin thing and he had to miss time. But before that, the man rarely missed time. I don't even know if it was like 2 or 3 games a year. Like, that's how he plays a lot. And you might be having like one of the greatest face turns of all time if you keep this LeBron plays up, man. I mean,
nah, I don't know about that.
Like the Rock type shit. You know what I mean?